Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So in this video I will be going through all of my pickups for September 2022. There's not a massive amount this month. I haven't really picked that much up. Money has been a bit tighter this month. I've got a holiday coming up in October. I've got things going on with my mortgage, so I've kind of had to do quite a bit of saving this month. So there isn't really that much to show off. But there's still a fair few items. There's a fair few boutique items here. So yeah, let's just go through them. So I'll start with some Blu-rays, and the first one I have here is AI, Artificial Intelligence. So yeah, this is the movie directed by Steven Spielberg, of course, about the young boy who's a robot, but he basically just wants to be a human. And yeah, I remember this movie coming out back in 2002, I think it was, and I remember it not doing all that well despite all the hype there was for it. And I never got round to seeing it until probably only a few years ago, and I actually really enjoyed it when I watched it. So yeah, I found this in HMV and it was £4.49, I think it was, £4.50. And yeah, I remember enjoying it when I watched it all those years ago, so I thought I would give it another go. I really like the first act of the movie and the last. The middle with Jude Law is okay. It's not my favourite part, but I do really enjoy the first act and the last act. But yeah, I'm happy to have it on Blu-ray now and looking forward to giving it another go. Next up, we have the Last House on the Left remake. So this is the one that came out in 2009. And yeah, I know a lot of people aren't really big fans of like the original one. I know it can be a bit too much for a lot of people. It is quite a disturbing and violent movie. I do enjoy it, but I do know it's not for everyone. But yeah, I've always been kind of curious about this remake to see how they would translate it to a more modern setting, and overall I enjoyed it. I do think it was probably one of the better horror remakes that we've had for the last 10 or 20 years. I would say that it is disturbing and it is violent, just like the original, but it's not quite as bleak. I think there's a bit more of a hopefulness to it, certainly in the end of the movie. And it has a more commercial, glossy kind of feel to it, so you don't feel dirty and you don't feel like you need a shower after you watch this movie, whereas you do with the original. But yeah, I still enjoyed it. I don't know whether I like it as much as the original, but it's a fairly solid remake. But yeah, that is the Last House on the Left remake. Next up, we have a 4K, which I picked up from CEX, and I picked this up for £4, and it is Life of Pi. So yeah, this is another movie that kind of passed me by. I was quite late to the game with this movie. I didn't really see it until a couple of years ago. I remember when it came out, I just had no interest in it. It just didn't look like my kind of movie at all. But when I watched it, I was really impressed with it and I really enjoyed it. And when I saw it on 4K for £4, I thought, yeah, that's a pretty good price, because I've only ever had it on DVD for the last few years, so I thought I would upgrade. I don't know if this is right, but I feel like this is possibly one of the first movies to have ever been released on 4K. Yeah, I might be wrong there, but I do feel like it is definitely one of the first movies to have been released on the format. So that might have been another reason why it was only £4, because it is possibly quite an old release. But no, yeah, I'm looking forward to rewatching it on 4K, because it's a very visually stunning film, and a really enjoyable one as well. But yeah, that is Life of Pi. Next up, we have Little Miss Sunshine, which I picked up from CEX. So this is another movie that I only saw for the first time quite recently, and I absolutely loved it when I saw it. It's jumped up into my top favourite movies for sure. Basically about this family who are kind of dysfunctional. They have a few problems. You've got the father who is overly pressurizing on his children. You've got the mother who is maybe a bit too easygoing. You've got Steve Carell playing the uncle who is suicidal and depressed. You've got Paul Dano playing the young son who wants to join the military, and he's trying to be very disciplined, and it causes a bit of friction with the family. And then you've got like the young daughter played by Abigail Breslin, who just wants to compete in this competition called the Little Miss Sunshine competition. And the family basically decide to go on a road trip despite all the problems they're having, and just let her compete in this competition. And along the way, they have various obstacles, various issues on the road trip. But in the end, it turns into a very heartwarming and funny film. And yeah, I just absolutely love it. And all I can say, if you haven't seen it, definitely check it out, because yeah, I think it's a fantastic movie. Right, so for anyone who watched my last pickups video, you'll have seen that I picked up Halloween 2 on 4K from Shout Factory. And I think in that video I said I was going to look for Halloween 1 and 3. And yeah, I did indeed pick up Halloween 3 from Shout Factory on 4K with the, the really nice hard box. I got this on eBay for a fairly decent price. So yeah, I just jumped at it. This is my all-time favorite Halloween movie, bar none. I know it's the one that doesn't have Michael Myers in, but I just love this movie. It's a staple for me every time I watch it at Halloween. I just love the atmosphere in this movie. I love the music score by John Carpenter. I love all the sort of the gory death scenes in it. There's just so many great moments in it, and it has one hell of an ending. I just love how this movie ends. It's so chilling, but yeah, I just love this movie, and I'm so glad that it seems to have finally gotten that appreciation that it never had when it first came out, or at least certainly for the last 20 years or so. But yeah, I love this movie, and I cannot wait to watch it on 4K. And as well as Halloween 3, I also picked up Halloween 1 from Shout Factory on 4K. However, when this arrived, I was a little bit disappointed, because instead of coming in a hard box, it has instead come in this really sort of flimsy slipcover, so it doesn't feel quite as boutique for me. So yeah, I was a little bit disappointed when this arrived. I'm guessing this is Scream Factory's or Shout Factory's equivalent to like the standard edition of these releases. So yeah, I was a bit disappointed in that, but still, I'm looking forward to watching the movie on 4K. It's a great movie, of course, a classic slasher. Not my favourite Halloween movie, but it's definitely up there, and yeah, I'm looking forward to watching it this Halloween. Right, next up we have a new release from 88 Films, and it is a movie called On the Run. And yeah, this is a great sort of release from 88 Films with this, the nice box set with the, the poster, the art cards, the hard box, all that good stuff. I'd never seen this movie before. I'd never even heard of it, but the premise kind of sold me. It's kind of like a neo-noir Hong Kong movie, kind of similar to sort of John Woo movies, but maybe not as action-packed. But you've got Yuan Biao in there playing this sort of police officer whose wife gets assassinated at the beginning of the movie, and he is blamed for the murder, and he basically just has to go on the run. And along the way, he meets Pat Ha's character. She's kind of like also an assassin as well. And they basically decide to work together to fight the corruption that is going on in the police department that he works in. And yeah, I think this was a fantastic movie. Yeah, really enjoyed it. It's very, very grim and bleak, nihilistic. I don't really want to give too much away, but don't expect any happy endings with this movie. But yeah, it was just so gritty and awesome, and it was definitely my kind of thing. So yeah, I would definitely recommend this movie. Fantastic film, that is On the Run. Right, so next up we have The Lost Boys. So yeah, this is the HMV exclusive limited edition box set version of it. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people have picked this up. I think it was quite a big release for September, so I won't really go into too much detail about what's in the box, but yeah, I love this movie. Wasn't a movie I liked the first time I watched it, but as time's gone on, I've really grown to appreciate it, and I really enjoy it. It's got a great cast. It's just a lot of fun. Yeah, and just a really, really solid vampire movie, and I'm looking forward to checking it out on 4K and checking it out this Halloween. So yeah, that is The Lost Boys. And also released on the same day as The Lost Boys, we have the Poltergeist 4K Zavvi exclusive set. So yeah, I think again a lot of people have picked this set up, so I won't really go into too much detail about what you get in it, but the movie's fantastic. One of my favourite sort of haunted house movies, just a classic from the 80s, and really looking forward to checking it out on 4K and also checking it out this Halloween. But yeah, that is Poltergeist. And then the last pickup for me this month was the Police Story Trilogy on 4K. So yeah, I did an unboxing for this quite recently, so if you want to check that out, I'll leave a link in the description below. I kind of go through all the different things you get in this box set, what the transfers are like, so yeah, feel free to check that link out. But yeah, I'll just very quickly say that I love these films. I rewatched them again on 4K. They look fantastic. And all three of them are just so much fun. If you love action, comedy, martial arts, all that good stuff, look no further than these movies. They're fantastic, and it's a very, very nice box set from Eureka. But yeah, that is the Police Story trilogy on 4K. So there you go, guys. Those are all my pickups for September 2022. Really hope you've enjoyed this video, guys. Let me know in the comments if you've picked up any of these releases. What have you picked up this month? It'd be great to hear your thoughts. But until then, I will leave it there. So yeah, hope you've enjoyed the video, guys, and take care.